Now I'm going to talk about Kanban. And Kanban is an incredible feature inside of GembaDocs that makes everything easier. Kanban is a signal, so it could be anything. It can be a sign that you make. All it's doing is signaling something to happen. But in GembaDocs, the Kanbans are often used for either creating product or ordering product. And you can do both really easy right in your app. And that is something that we've leaned into very hard. And I'll show you where we have over 1,700 Kanban cards in this building deployed. Let's get started. Oh, there's chocolate chip cookies. Back in the break room, I talked about Kanban earlier. Now let's show you guys a good way to start on the entry-level side. So you want to take care of all your consumable things. So all the shop supplies that maybe aren't in your ERP system, we'll start there. But you can also start with consumables in your break room. So right behind me, you can see we have Kanbans on many different boxes. And the way that we're doing this is we're actually attaching the Kanban to the box with this packing slip thing. So when we need to get to this inventory, we have to physically pull the Kanban card out before we can open the box. So what'll happen is when we use up this inventory and it goes away, we go into this box, we know that we need to reorder. Now on this card, if I can get it out of here, you can see here it's paper plates, and then on the back, we actually have two different ordering options. So one's probably Amazon and the other one who could be another local vendor. But we can order this to replenish it back here. But you may say, okay, that's cool. Where do I put this? Every Kanban system is going to need a place to turn in to get reordered or remade. This is our first version. So we kept it simple. We just ordered some bins off of Amazon. It allowed us to just put the cards right here. As you can see, it said Kanban on order up here. However, we've graduated. We've made our own thing. I'll show you guys that next. This is the upgrade. This is our Fat American Kanban station. It has all of our turn-in points for all of our Kanban cards. And these right here are external. So this is stuff that we order from outside sources. We no longer have a purchasing person. Our value stream team managers actually do all of the purchasing. So they will actually scan it right here, order the parts, and then put it on here depending on what day we're expecting it. So today, the 23rd, this is all the stuff that we're expecting to come in today. And if it doesn't make it in today, we'll move it up. And we're at the end of a month, so you can see where it starts at Friday the 23rd, and we moved up here. So they're already changing the numbers around to reflect the next calendar dates. So here I'm showing you a GembaDocs Kanban card. You can customize this all over however you want inside of the app. However, I'm using the standard features. Some of the things that you're going to notice is you can put a picture of the product, how many, when to order it by, how long it takes to get, who the supplier is. This is our internal Kanban, so it's green, so that we know that that means something that we make internally. And then here on the back, we have two Kanban cards. One of them scans into our Radan software to allow us to nest this part to be cut for the laser. And this one is our packaging SOP, which is right here in the packaging department. Now, the nice thing about GembaDocs is you can actually fully customize this thing in any way you want, but I would just make sure that you figure out the standard before you get started, because it really sucks to reprint these cards over and over and over and over and over again. However, I've done it probably 4 times now. One of the things that came from our implementation is this barcode. So with our ERP system, we want to get this part number into our system. Tom at GembaDocs was great enough to add on this thing here. So now we have a barcode, so we can scan this, bink, right into our system. Behind me is our warehouse with our customers' supermarket. Grocery store, one of those words. And what we have is we have all of our product here on Kanban, as you can see on the rack. And this is how we're signaling to actually build these parts. So let me show you a little closer look at some of these cards, and I'll go into more details there. Closer look at our racks. As you can see right here, we have the GembaDocs Kanban cards right here. You can actually print a product description, Kanban pulled. We're just using a magnet or a Velcro right on the back. Just keep it simple. This is for right here. This will come off. It'll get turned into the station over there, and then we'll remake it. Everything here has been manufactured by us, brought through our packaging line, packaged, put in the shelf. Now we have a shipping person who can just grab from the shelf and ship it to the customer. And then when you reach these replenishment numbers, they pull the card and turn it in. Before, we had to try to do this all with MRP and MRP, and I can't tell you how often it was just wrong. We were making the wrong stuff. We were spending all of our time batching too many things. Now we've reduced our flow down, and we have allowed Kanban to balance our workload. Behind me are Fat American roller racks. Previously, we had all of our bolt packs in these bins, and they were on pallet racking, and some of our bolt packs would get as high as like 12 feet up, so you'd have to go up a ladder to get them. By creating these racks, splitting the bins in half, as you can see here, and using GembaDocs, we've been able to control this inventory as well as get it easy to reach for all of our staff in the warehouse. Now, how does this work? All of this is getting pulled into packages on the packaging line. They're looking at their standard work. It's saying, I need bolt pack 045, 01, 20. They'll come over here and they will pull this and they'll go back to work. And as they as they run out the inventory, we now have to go underneath the lid. Well, on top of the lid, here's the GembaDocs Kanban card. On this GembaDocs Kanban card, we have an SOP on the back, and that is how we make it. Now, let me show you how we make them. Yoink. Back at our Kanban station, this is where we've turned in all of the red Kanban cards for the product that we need to make to replenish it. So red means for us is all of those bolt packs and those roller racks, and these are all the things that we need to produce. That's a lot, but I'll show you how we make them. Previously, we had relied on outside companies to make our bolt packs, and one was costly, but it also gave us no agility. So if we needed to make a change, we were stuck with this giant batch of product that may have been made incorrectly. So we brought this all in-house and decided we're just gonna make it ourselves. But how do we manage it? Well, one, we're managing it with this Kanban cards from GembaDocs, and this is one of the first areas that we implemented this. And what I'll do is I'll actually come over to this computer, and I will start with this one, and I'll just go right here to a web browser, go right up to the address bar, grab my scanner, scanned in, and right here is the standard work I need to create this. This is a snapshot out of our ERP system, the part number for the bolts, how many we need, and then you can go through, this touchscreen isn't working, you can go through and it will show you how to make these bolt packs. So after I've created a bolt pack, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring these Kanban cards, I'm gonna bring it back. You put the inventory back in the front bin, and then you return the card back to the top, and the cycle just continues to balance itself out. Now let me show you guys a real true bin where this is just a split single bin. So this is a real true 2-bin system. We have inventory in the front in one bin like this. So when we run out, we pull the second bin forward, which has the secondary stock in it. And right here is our GembaDocs Kanban card. As you can see here, all the information we need. If we need to turn this into the board, there's the Kanban pulled. Everything you need to do to make sure that you're getting your bulk bolt back. Now this is the best way to handle bulk bolts. It may not be the best solution to handle everything. And I'll show you some other examples of how we're using the Kanban cards or toppers or bin dividers to manage the Kanban. So this is a traveling bin. This is however many we need of this inventory with the Kanban con in the back. This is actually a 2-bin, so we have a secondary bin that's actually in production. So you could probably find this bin back in the CNC area or at the saw to replenish the stock for that second bin. But we actually just send this entire bin when it's empty back, and that becomes the signal to remake this. All of our machining stuff is in yellow. So we know that anything yellow goes to machining, anything green goes to the laser for production, anything that's blue, we reorder from a vendor from the outside of the company. This is our production planning office, and this is Bryce. He does our production planning. As you can see on the wall, he has all the Kanban cards that have been turned in for production, and those will now get scheduled, sent back out to the shop floor, and they will travel all the way back through the building, all the way up to packaging to get put back on the shelf. Let's go see if we can find some of these cards in production. So here is a Kanban card with our whip tag from our ERP system. This is traveling through the building. Its next step is fabrication. So once they get it welded, it'll then go to powder coating and all the way up into production. Supplies are one of those areas that we really suck at. I'm sure all of you guys can relate. you run out of a flap disc for a grinder and you can't ship a $1,000 order today. That's something that we lived with for so long. Now we have all of our stuff on Kanban. As you can see here, we have the labels for where it goes. This Kanban card has been pulled, so that is being reordered. So we know that we're not gonna run out because we have safety stock here. Same thing, the Kanban card is actually behind all of this stuff right there. So when we reach that area, we pull that Kanban card, we turn it in, and then we can reorder it. Here's more inventory for supplies in our fabrication area. Everything is set up with GembaDocs Kanban cards and a 2-bin system with a split bin, inventory in front, inventory in back. We can turn this card in, make sure we don't run out of this stuff. Oh my gosh, I can tell you, this has created so much hassle for us in the past, and now it's completely solved by just using GembaDocs and this Kanban system. Speaking of traveling bins, here's our roof rack mounts. This used to be completely chaos. We would guess at it. We'd have to do inventory counts all the time because we were using MRP suggestions. If customer service had a problem, they would rob one out of the bin to ship it to a customer, and then next thing you know, we're going to try to fill an order, and we're supposed to have the inventory and we don't. So what we've done is we put everything on a 2-bin system with bin dividers. So here's an example. We have our inventory in here. We have pictures showing, lefts, rights to make sure that we make them correctly. And then also you can see the Kanban card right here. Tells all the information we need. Same thing, you pull it off on the back. QR codes for standard work. And we have it set up in a real 2-bin system. So you have secondary inventory right here. So some of these bins get a little heavier. Show you one. There's a lot more product in that one, but you can see we're actually making sure that it's easy and struggle-free, and this is another area where GembaDocs has helped us streamline our business. Over in powder coating, we deal with the part separating from the Kanban card or the whip tag, and that has always created chaos for us. Now, we've come up with some solutions where you can see here, they have different bins. So example, this is cart number 1. On our cart, we have labeled numbers that allow us to know which card it is. And from here, you can see we have Kanban cards right inside so that when we empty cart 1, we can reunite these with their product before they head over to packaging. Now you're looking at all of our cleaning supplies, and they are also on Kanban. Super easy, things that we don't want to run out of. Pull the inventory forward as you need it, and you expose the Kanban card. Now you got to pull this Kanban card before you get to the inventory that's behind it. And this stuff is stuff that you would just run out of and be like, oh no, I can't clean the window because I ain't got no Windex. But instead, we've taken that struggle out, removed it by using GembaDocs Kanban cards. Super flexible, so if we need to change stuff around, it's just a matter of reprinting, laminating, and redeploying. If it's not something you're using, this is a very powerful tool and technology that will unlock great things in your business, especially if you're a lean business.